Apologize for that. We did the best we could, but we wiped it out. He's going to see what he can do there real quick. But we'll go ahead and get our next candidate in. We'll get this part done, and then if we can get the system going for the finals, we'll go from there. So our next candidate is Libertarian Mr. Slants. I don't think that's the right person.
Okay. Question number one, and this one has a 2-minute answer. Yesterday, a Senate committee approved a comprehensive immigration bill. It seems like an amnesty bill because illegal immigrants are allowed to legally stay in the United States. Having been here for 5 minutes or 50 years, under what circumstances should an illegal immigrant be allowed to stay in the United States? 2 minutes.
An illegal immigrant should never be allowed to stay in the United States. But I believe the free movement of peaceful people across the borders, and the vast majority of immigrants are simply doing the same thing my ancestors did, leaving a terrible condition for their homeland, for a better life in the United States. I oppose any form of welfare benefits to those who enter this country illegally. Those who come here to work and build a better life for themselves and their families must always be welcome. I acknowledge that immigration can be a problem in the border states, especially when violence erupts as a result of our failed war on drugs or infrastructure stress due to the availability of welfare. The key is not to reform our immigration laws, but rather to end the welfare state. There should be no wall. The wall is offensive to me. What are we, East and West Berlin? They can be required to take their place in the back of the line. They should eventually apply, if they should eventually apply for permanent residency. Lastly, fear of illegal immigration should not be used to justify a police state or national ID cards.
Testing, oh yes. Thank you. Okay, the second question, and this one has a 1-minute answer. The audience was asked the above question on whether certain things were considered unconstitutional by our group or not. And we came up with Obamacare, especially the mandate, is considered unconstitutional by our group here. If a spending bill, a continuing resolution, or a budget bill comes before you that pays for the full year of veterans' benefits, but also funds the spending for items that you deem unconstitutional, such as Obamacare and the mandate, will you vote for or against this bill, and why? 1 minute, please.
Well, I would vote against that bill.
That's good. You're good. You're good.
I would vote against that bill. I would vote for any mandates coming down from Congress in that vein. So, healthcare, as an example, is the Affordable Care Act is offering neither one. It's not affordable. It's not offering any care, and it should be repealed instantly, right away. And I would be an advocate for that. So I would not support any type of legislation for the Affordable Care Act or any type of legislation that's mandated or unfunded, especially unfunded mandate to the people.
Thank you. Testing? Okay. The third question, and this one has a 1-minute answer. Candidates often campaign on the notion that the United States should cut off foreign aid to certain countries based on their behavior and ally status. Considering that we are almost $17 trillion in debt, it seems like a no-brainer. What countries do you believe should be cut off from foreign aid, and will you commit to voting no on a bill that sends American aid to these countries, even if the bill is the mechanism for funding veterans' benefits? 1 minute, please.
Yes, the answer is yes, I would vote against that. What countries would I cut off foreign aid? Every single one of them. Not a one. Every one. In addition to that, We can put $12,000 into every family's pocket by closing every foreign military base, and do it right away. This would save a tremendous amount of money for us, and we should stop occupying these countries. We should close all these foreign military bases, and we should bring all those soldiers home. We should end our foreign commitments altogether and stop being a police state to the rest of this world.
Thank you. This is the fourth and final question, and it will have a 2-minute answer. This question is related to the current IRS scandal relating to the biased targeting of Tea Parties and other groups. When applying for 501c3 or 501c4 organizations like the Cape County Tea Party have been asked by Barack Obama's IRS if they have a board member or an office holder who has run or will run for elected office in the near future. The director of the IRS, Lois Lerner, testified on Capitol Hill today regarding this scandal. What is the first question you would ask Ms. Lerner? And what is your solution to this problem with the IRS? Again, this is the last question, and you have 2 minutes.
I would simply ask her to produce some evidence as to her daily planner. I want to know what she was doing on a daily basis. She's a government employee. I want to know each and every directive she gave to everybody underneath her, or any questions that she was asked as a IRS employee. But as far as the IRS is concerned, if elected to Congress, I would introduce legislation within the first 30 days to abolish the IRS. As part of my platform, I would also sponsor or introduce legislation to eliminate income tax and corporate tax in this country as soon as possible. But I would never allow a rogue agency to go stomping out of a congressional hearing without answering at least one question. That was just a tremendous offense to me, and that alone should put her in jail.